At the foot of Mount Fuji, beneath the serene beauty of Japan's most sacred mountain, lies a place unlike any other on Earth. A place where silence feels heavy, where compasses spin wildly, and where countless people have entered, never to return. This is Aokigahara, the Sea of Trees, but to the world it's known by a much darker name, the Suicide Forest. At first glance, Aokigahara is stunning. A thick, ancient forest with twisted, moss-covered roots and trees so dense that sunlight barely pierces the canopy. The air feels unnaturally still, as if time itself has stopped. But beneath this haunting beauty lies an energy heavy, suffocating, and saturated with sorrow. Locals whisper that it's a place where the living come face to face with the dead. The legend of Aokigahara's darkness stretches back centuries. During Japan's feudal past and desperate times of famine, a grim ritual known as **Ubeisut** was practiced. Poor families would abandon their elderly relatives deep in the forest, believing their sacrifice would save the rest of the family from starvation. It is said their spirits, the **Yurei**, never left. Stories grew of vengeful ghosts wandering the forest, their pale faces and long black hair appearing between the trees, their cries luring others to a similar fate. But it was in the 20th century that Aokigahara's reputation took a truly sinister turn. In 1960, a popular novel titled *Kiroi Jukai*, or The Black Sea of Trees, was published. The story's tragic climax saw two lovers take their own lives within the forest. The book romanticized the idea of dying beneath Mount Fuji's shadow, and soon after its release, suicide notes referencing the story began appearing at the forest's edge. Then came another book, *The Complete Manual of Suicide*, which chillingly listed Aokigahara as the perfect place to die. After its publication, the number of deaths skyrocketed. For years, the authorities have stopped publishing official numbers to discourage more from coming. But local volunteers estimate that over 500 people have ended their lives here. Even today, police and volunteer groups conduct monthly searches through the dense woods, looking for those who have been lost. At the entrance to the forest, a sign stands as a silent plea. Written in Japanese, it reads, "Your life is a precious gift from your parents. Please think of them and of the people who love you. Do not face your troubles alone. Talk to someone." And yet, despite this message of hope, many still walk past it and into the shadows. Those who have ventured deep into Aokigahara describe entering a world that feels fundamentally wrong. The soil, rich with volcanic iron from Mount Fuji's past eruptions, interferes with compasses and GPS signals, making it terrifyingly easy to become lost. Even the wind seems to die. There are no birds singing, no animals rustling in the undergrowth. Just a heavy, unnatural silence. Hikers often leave brightly colored tape or string tied to branches, creating lifelines to find their way back out. But sometimes these trails lead nowhere. They just vanish into the shadows as if cut by unseen hands. Rescue workers have shared haunting discoveries: tents abandoned mid-meal, shoes placed neatly beside a tree, and heartbreaking notes pinned to branches, apologizing to loved ones. Many who have walked these paths describe a chilling, persistent feeling of being watched, even when the forest appears completely empty. And then, there are the stories of those who claim to have encountered the *Yurei*, the restless spirits of those who died here. One volunteer recounted finding an empty campsite where the air suddenly grew ice cold. He then heard a voice whisper behind him in Japanese, "Don't go." When he spun around, there was no one there. Another man claimed he saw a woman in a white dress, standing motionless between the trees. As he approached, she vanished into thin air, leaving only footprints in the moss. Even the locals, who have lived their whole lives in the shadow of the forest, refuse to enter Aokigahara at night. They say the spirits grow stronger after sundown, drawn to human sadness, whispering to anyone who strays too far from the path. Many believe the forest itself is a living entity, one that feeds on grief and calls out to the lonely and the broken-hearted. In one of the most eerie reports, a journalist who joined a search team stumbled upon a small, makeshift shrine deep in the woods, constructed from twigs and bones. Around it were dolls with their eyes blacked out, melted candles, and faded photographs. Some believe it was left by someone attempting to appease the forest's ghosts. To this day, no one truly understands what gives Aokigahara its dark energy. Scientists point to the magnetic soil and the profound psychological isolation of the dense, silent woods. Spiritualists insist it's the accumulated weight of centuries of death and sorrow. But regardless of the reason, everyone who enters agrees the forest feels alive. Even the most rational visitors admit that something changes the deeper you go. Some report the air becoming thick and hard to breathe. Others describe feeling dizzy, confused, and disoriented, as if an unseen force is clouding their thoughts. One traveler described it perfectly. It's not just the silence that gets you. It's the feeling that the forest doesn't want you to leave. The Japanese government continues its efforts to prevent more tragedies. Patrols monitor the area, and mental health outreach has been increased. But the myth of Aokigahara and the powerful hold it has on the human imagination endures. Standing at its edge today, you can almost feel the immense weight of thousands of lost souls, hidden beneath the gnarled roots and deep shadows. Some say that if you listen closely, in the profound stillness, you can hear faint whispers on the air voices calling for help, or perhaps inviting you to join them. Aokigahara isn't just a forest. It's a mirror reflecting the darkness that we sometimes carry within ourselves. If you're fascinated by real-life haunted places, true horror stories, and unexplained mysteries, hit that subscribe button now. Join us as we explore more of the world's most terrifying locations, where the line between the living and the dead is thinner than you think.